Yo, what's up, Digital Tour Bus? My name is Slade. I'm the singer and bass player for the band Anarbor, and I'm gonna tell you a crazy story that happened on tour back in like 2012. I don't know the exact date, but here we go. We were on Warped Tour, and we got news that we were going on tour in Japan, and we were all super excited because we were super young and we had never obviously been to Japan, so we're all excited. It takes whatever 16 hours to get there, and we're all hanging out with all the bands. Everybody lands, they get to the hotel. It takes like almost half a day to get there, but we all get there and we're all like, hey, let's go out. We've never been in Japan, let's go explore the city. So I think probably over a third of us were, almost half of us probably went out to the city, got some food. We all got pretty drunk, so much drunk because you can have open container on the streets in Japan, so you can basically carry whatever you want when it comes to booze around the city, and that's how people just get extremely fucked up. It's kind of like Vegas. We the night passes on, we eat, we're all getting wasted at these restaurants. We end up drinking so much that I think one of the bands that was from Holland, the guy, like, we're all eating and they're like, guys, watch this. One of the guys swings from this chandelier that's on top of the restaurant, like, so drunk, like, and all these people are trying to take care of him. Like, the people at the restaurant are like, oh my gosh, he's so funny because he's like American or because he's from a different country. They were like still being so respectful for us, even though they were like breaking stuff and like throwing beer, like, no joke, like throwing mugs against the wall and just shattering after they finished the beer. It's crazy. It's pretty disrespectful. I would never do that. Anyways, the night goes on. We're all really fucked up at this time. I think we went to like a dance club or something, and some guy was passing out some stuff. I stayed away from it. Anyways, whatever the stuff you might think, use your imagination. It ended with us trying to get into a cab, and I remember our guitar player Adam at the time was so drunk that while we were getting to the cab, he pulled his pants down and started pissing like right on the side of the road into a bush. And the cab driver was like, screaming at Japanese, we're like, get in, blah, blah. So John from the Somerset throws his pants on really quick, which is the weirdest thing ever. Throws his pants on, and then we get back in the taxi, and we go back to the elevator, and we're all in the lobby kind of just talking and whatnot. And all of a sudden we're like, what the heck? Some lady's coming, like, screaming down the hallway, yelling at us. She's like, we can't understand her, so we just follow her. And Greg, our drummer at the time, was on the ground. He must have just like fallen asleep, but he was on the ground, no injuries at all, just on the ground, and the elevator doors were like between his legs, so he was just like, his legs, the elevator was trying to shut. It wasn't shutting. So that was the beginning of the night. Anyways, we drug him to bed. We all fell asleep. The next morning we wake up. We have to take a bus, to like Osaka or something. So we jump on a bus super early. I remember everybody was super hungover. I'm not sure how we all survived, but we took us like a rest stop at a rest area. And these rest areas are huge. They have like convenience stores, you can shop there, a whole bunch of different stuff. So everybody kind of dispersed into their thing. We were supposed to be back in like 30 minutes. So I do my thing. I come back, I'm walking to the bus, and I look to my right, and I see Greg again on the floor. But this time there's like a bunch of people crowded around him. So I run over there really quick, and I see there's like a little bit of blood on his t-shirt and coming out of his mouth. So I'm like, oh, and he's awake, but he's like really, really out of it. Basically what he did was he fell right on his jaw face first, and he like broke a bunch of bones in his jaw, which we didn't know at the time. And the people that were around him were like, they took off his shirt and were like putting it underneath his head, which I don't understand why they were like doing some weird stuff around him. But anyways, I had to call his mom and be like, hey, your son injured himself. We're not sure what's going on, all the way in Japan. I know she's freaking out. Anyways, we had canceled the first show. We took him to the hospital. I played acoustic the next day, and we found out that he had shattered a couple bones in his jaw. So they wanted to do surgery on him, but the problem with that was you can't do surgery in a different country because you have to stay there for a certain amount of time and whatnot, blah, blah, blah. So Greg decided that he wanted to get the surgery done in America. I don't blame him. So we had to cancel the tour. We had to fly back to America the next day, and Greg had a broken jaw all the way from Japan to America, and he ended up getting surgery here, and he still has wires in his jaw to this day.